What's up everybody, Jason from Jason's Exotic Reptiles back at you with another video. Today we're going to be pulling some corn snake eggs. A lot of you guys didn't even know I have colubrids, but I have a whole bunch of stuff from corn snakes to king snakes, milk snakes, and even some bamboo rat snakes. So in this video we have a corn snake that just laid. We're going to show that girl, we're going to pull her eggs. I'm going to show you exactly what I do with everything. First thing I do when I get my eggs is I get my egg box ready. Now this is just a simple storage tote. You can get these at the Container Store, Walmart, whatever you like. Find one that you like, but you want to make sure that the lid is semi-tight fitting. This is just something that you put on the top and it closes nicely. I might put some tape on the sides, but real simple bin. I'll take my perlite, which is what I tend to use. I don't really use hatchite. I've used it in the past, but I find it's a more expensive version of the perlite. And I'll just put some water in it just to the point where it clumps. So this stuff right here, it clumps, but it crumbles apart really easily. That's what you want to look for in terms of the water content in the perlite, is just something that clumps. You can make a snowball, a clumpy snowball, and let it fall apart. So now that my egg box is ready, I'm gonna go take a look at this girl. She is a Tessera corn snake. She's het for some other stuff, and she's laid me a good group of eggs. I actually didn't expect her to give me the eggs so quickly because she's in shed, and normally snakes don't lay eggs in shed. We were cleaning them this morning, and she had a whole bunch of beautiful eggs in there. So we're gonna pull them out. She is different than boas or Burmese pythons. Boas want to kill you when you take them, and Burmese pythons certainly want to do the same. But corn snakes, I can probably go in here and take her eggs, and she's not gonna be very bothered. So I have a group of 4 eggs right here. Just keep them gentle. It's very important to not rotate them. Eggs are really resilient, so you don't need to worry too much if one rotates or turns, but you want to keep them as gentle as possible and try to keep them in that original position. Specifically, this is important if you don't know when they were laid. Once they're laid, you can turn this thing all around. It really doesn't make a difference, but as soon as they've started to sit there for a little bit, they've formed this little yolk kind of combining to the side of the egg. And when that happens, it starts to create this little membrane. If you turn that membrane, that will tear it from the side of the egg, and that could be what kills the egg. So this is the egg here. You can see this girl, she's pretty docile. She's certainly on high alert. Her tail's rattling, which is super cool about corn snakes and colubrids in general. But we just grabbed the last of her eggs. All of these do look like pretty good eggs. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 eggs here. And then I have 4 right here, so we have 11 eggs in total. Really good clutch from this little girl. She's a 2021, so she's about 3 years old. The interesting thing, the cool part about colubrids is if I put a male right back within her, they will breed and she will double clutch for me. That's something that's unique to colubrids. I believe most, if not all, colubrids do that, but I thought that was pretty cool because a lot of boas and Burmese pythons, or really boas and Burmese pythons in general, are not going to do that. So the next step is I'm going to cover these eggs. Because they're colubrids, they do not need those high temperatures of pythons, so I don't need to put these in my incubator that's 88 degrees. Actually, if I do that, it may kill the eggs. It might be too hot. So my room is about 78 to 82 degrees, depending on where you are in my room. I'm going to put a lid on this. I'm going to mark the date. I'm going to put it right on top of my racks where it generally stays in that 82 degree range. So let me go make a label for these. I'll show the process of what I actually write down, and then we'll put the label on the side and throw them up on top of my racks. Now that we have the eggs pulled, I have my 2 ID cards of the male and the female. This girl is Tessera, 100% het A male, striped, 50% het charcoal anery. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a little piece of tape. I'm going to write the male first. I'm just going to do a little male, scaleless, and I'm going to put his ID now on exactly what this is, so I know what we wrote here. So this is a male scaleless. His ID is 21HW01M. Then I'm going to write the females, which is, I'm not going to write her whole ID down, but it's Tessera, ERA, 100% het A male, plus stripe, and I guess I will, 50% charcoal. I'm going to write the date that these were laid, which is 5/19. 24. I'm going to do lay, and I'm going to say that she did 11 good eggs. Simple. When they hatch, I will do the exact same thing, except I'm going to write how many hatched, because some of these may not make it through. We're going to put the lid on these. I'm going to take my tape, put it on the side of this bin. We have a feisty snake, so we'll put this tape on the side as she's biting me. And we're good to go. We're going to put this thing on the top of our rack. Just put a little label right there. Put it on the top of the rack. Put her back, and we're in good shape. Before we close the video off, I thought it would be worth showing off this guy. This is the male that sired that clutch of eggs from that beautiful corn snake female. His name is Geppetto. I've had him for about 4 years, and he is a scaleless corn snake. Scaleless corn snakes tend to have a bad reputation, or scaleless animals in general, but corn snakes I have found usually thrive. They do have belly scales, which I'm not sure if you guys can see that under there, but there are some cool belly scales, and they will occasionally get some scales around their head, their lips, their eyes, so they do tend to thrive, although you need to keep them a little bit more humid or they may have some shedding problems. Otherwise, they're beautiful, perfect animals, and they give you this awesome silky feel and silky pattern. They do really well in captivity. So I would say don't shy away from scaleless because they're semi-defective. All morphs are semi-defective in one sense or the other, but these guys are pretty cool, and I really enjoy them. He likes me, we like him, so we're in good shape. If you guys are interested in checking out my website or my Patreon, the links are in the description below. And until next week, let's keep it moving, guys. Thank you.